Okay, hi everybody. I am Babayev Cavid, the senior lecturer of English and Method chair in Nakhchivan State University. Today I will explain the writing task 1, which is very important, which is one of the most important skills in IELTS exam as well as in TOEFL exams. I will explain the types and the criteria, evaluation criteria and other criteria of writing task 1. First of all, let's note that just writing task 1 should contain at least 150 words. It means that when a student begins to write just an essay, it should cover about 150 words at least, but it should be more or less. It depends on the topic. Maybe the students may not find enough just details to write, to note down on the essay, it should be completed within 20 minutes because as you know, there are two types of writing tasks, writing test 1 and writing test 2. But altogether, you should allocate 1 hour to writing test 1. So, but there is not an exact division that you should write it or you must write it within 20 minutes. Maybe it depends on the student. And it depends on the topic. Maybe the students may find the topic very easy and he can or she can write writing test 1 within 10 minutes, maybe within 15 minutes, maybe more than 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. But writing test 2 should be written within 40 minutes and altogether it should contain just 1 hour. So let's pay attention to the structure of writing task 1. First of all, you should paraphrase the just given topic, especially the title. For example, there is a sentence here, the presented title, it means the presented title. The two tables below show people's reasons for giving up smoking and when they intend to give up. Paraphrased title is so. Both of the tables give a snapshot of the reasons why people choose to stop smoking and when this bad habit is going to be given up. So when we paraphrase the sentence, we substitute the word both with the word to. Then show has been replaced by give a snapshot. Give a snapshot. Then to stop smoking has been paraphrased with giving up smoking, stop smoking and giving up. Stop and give up is considered to be synonymous words. Then this bad habit, it means smoking, as we know, alcohol drinking, smoking or drug abuse is considered to be bad habits and as well as smoking, and that's why it has been replaced by the word bad habit. And we saw that the title was paraphrased here and maybe there are some drawbacks. There can be some drawbacks with some titles because they are hard to paraphrase, but a good student, a proficient student with good word stock can do it very easily. It means that. So overview, it means that the second part, the second duty of the students is giving an overview, and overview in writing task 1 begins with the word overall or generally, and these are the specific words used in overall. For example, in this part, brief information is given about or is generalized about a given topic, and we can, for example, give the details, the main details, especially the noticeable details, covering the tables or pie charts and so on. Then, for example, overall, we can see that all numbers increase, but there are significant differences in the proportions for each year. Then body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. And there is no body paragraph 1 and 2 mainly are used in writing test 2, but there is no such a concrete rule that you should use body paragraph 1 or 2. It depends, maybe it can be required in some types of writing test 1, but in some types, especially with process, diagram process, you will not use any paragraphs. Maybe you can describe all the details in one paragraph or in 4 or more paragraphs. It depends on the table or on the given content. Then analysis of the discussion of the details is conducted in main body parts. In this part, figures or numbers, lines or graphs, the share of pie charts, tables, pictures, diagrams are compared or contrasted. It means that the figures or tables are compared here in order to give a detailed information. As seen from the table, first table, China leads the table with the biggest proportion of consensus, while India is expected to exceed China and host most population in the second table. Then our next, after giving information about the structure of the writing test 1, and I should note that writing task 1, there is no need to use conclusion in writing task 1 because conclusion is usually given in writing task 2, but in there is not an exact rule that you should use. But you can give, if you want, you can give conclusion in writing task 1, but it is not forbidden. Then let's pay attention to the types of the writing task 1. First type is process diagrams, then maps, bar charts, pie charts, tables, line graphs, and flow charts. Now we will describe and give samples to each of these writing tasks. First of all, let us pay attention to diagrams. As we see, diagram can contain pictures, describing describing any process of production, maybe the process of growing, process of sale, everything. It may cover any content. And as we see in this first picture diagram, we see cows grazing in the pasture. And first of all, we will start at the cows graze. As we see from the diagram, cows are grazing on the pasture. Then first of all, we will pay attention to the shaft, to the sign shaft, and we will describe according to the destination of the shaft where to begin and where to end the essay or the process. For example, then a special milking machine is used to milk the cows twice a day. As we know, in the morning and in the evening, the cows or kine are milked every day. And after milking the kine, they are sent to refrigeration storage, and then they are carried or they are taken to the factory by milk tanker. It is delivered to dairy to produce the dairy products. Then in this dairy factory, maybe as we see, there are two shafts here. One shaft shows that it is directly packaged. It's directly packed as cheese, cream, and butter. Then it is pasteurized and packaged and sent to the supermarkets to sell them. It means that these milk products can be pasteurized and can be sent to sale without pasteurization. pasteurization, excuse me. And there are two ways, but pasteurized milk or pasteurized milk products are considered to be much safer, and that's why most of the clients or customers buy such kind of products more. But when we pay attention to naturally, they just naturally produced just products, dairy products, we should prefer, we had better use just cheese, cream, and butter, and just manually, that's produced or manufactured manually. It is more natural, it means. Another diagram, as we see here, the sugar cane harvest is described here, and it is juice collection by crusher. As we see, the process is followed up like this, and finally delivery to the supermarkets and restaurants, as we see. And I don't want to explain it again because we have already discussed one pie chart in the okay. Another pie chart, this is animal skin. Animal skin, after skinning off the animal, it is hung on a rope in order to let it dry. After drying, with a special truck, it is taken to the factory, and then it is soaked or washed in a substrate containing water and lime. Then after washing this in the water and lime, it is soaked in the lime again. I mean the skin, animal skin. Then it is flattened in a special rolling machine, just the animal skin, I mean. Then it is again soaked in tannin. It is a special substrate made of water and vegetable matter. And after tanning, the process of polishing begins. As you know, if you polish the skin, it becomes much smoother and qualitative. Then it is again taken with a truck, a special truck, to the factory, and finally we see that some leather products like shoes, bags, and balls, or shoes, high-heeled shoes, are produced in a factory. And this is, you should describe it with 150 words in your writing task 1. Then let's talk about pictures. Picture description is one of the writing task 1 tasks. And as we see, there are two pictures here, different from each other. And we should note, we should emphasize the most noticeable or changed or unchanged just objects and do pictures. And as we see, Nelson 2000 and Nelson today, we will describe both of the pictures, and the only just unchanged object or facility is a university building here, as we see, and we see here also the trees. But in the second picture today, we see the trees have been cut down and a new shopping center was built in the place of trees. Then, as a novelty, a new station was constructed in front of the building, of university building, and we should just use the direction words here. Direction words are on the left, on the right, or behind, on in front of, or beside, next to, and many other words like this. And then from university, as we see, there is a city center in both pictures, but in these pictures, bike rental scheme, just a novelty is just establishing a bike rental scheme. And there is a connection between just university building and just bike rental scheme with a special tram line. Then, as a novelty, old market has been demolished and was demolished, and new shop was constructed in the place of old market. Then we don't see, in the first picture, we don't see a new just supermarket, but in the new, today we see new covered market. Then a train station has also been built. No, demolished in the second picture, was also demolished in the second picture. And first of all, we should pay attention to the tenses while writing an essay. Mainly past simple and present simple, sometimes present perfect, or sometimes future simple may be used in these words. But usually present continuous and past continuous tense forms are avoided to be used because they are not used in writing test 1. But here, as we see year here, 2000, and this is why we should use here past simple in the passive voice mainly for the past tense form. But for today, we should use present simple. But as we compare these two pictures with the past, we can use here just in the past passive. Then we see a road here, and a road was substituted by just pedestrian way only. Only the pedestrians, people can walk on this road, as we see. Then, as a novelty, the port, there are new buildings, more buildings, a restaurant and bars and clubs were constructed or were built and on the left side, the right side of the road. So we can write a new, we can write a new text like this. Then there is one more sample for map, and picture description can also be map description, and in this map description we can just use direction words like, as I said now, like on the left, on the right, in the beside or next to, and other words in front of. I don't want to explain this again because we also just interpreted the map now. Then one of the writing test 1 tasks just is a bar chart. We see a bar chart here, and we shall just describe, illustrate the bar chart in two aspects, horizontally and vertically. And when we describe it horizontally, for example, count unwind array items, it means that most common items sold by store location. And we see that in this store location, printer paper, laptop, pens, envelopes, binder, notepad, backpack are sold. And each of these items are sold in different cities like Austin, Denver, London, New York, San Diego, and Seattle. And this shows the number of sold products according to the number and to the cities. Okay. For example, let's take the highest diagram, chart, and this is notepad. As we see, notepad in Denver, notepad has been sold. For example, 2,100 notepads were sold in Denver, and which constitutes the most sale according to this bar chart. But the least sale belongs to or pertains to San Diego in the backpack. In such bar charts, there is no need to describe all the details. As you see, there are more details here, and if you use all these details, we will have wasted time. And that's why we should emphasize the most considerable ones or most noticeable ones. With this, we will write an essay covering bar charts. Another bar chart is like this. Then pie charts. One of the writing task 1 samples is pie chart. Pie chart, as we see, pie charts are usually round, in a round shape, and we shall describe the percentages, especially such pie charts cover percentages of something. Maybe, as we see, a language is described here. Some languages are described here. For example, Hispanic covers 45.4%, for example, or white, or African American, or American Indian, or Asian Pacific, and others. We shall just use some words to describe percentages or figures like constitute, make up, or comprise, or is, to be, or other words to describe the figures and numbers or percentages. Another pie chart is like this. Then tables. Tables are considered one of the most simple, or the simplest writing task 1 samples. As we see, the proportion of income adults and children spent on folk common items in the UK and in 1998. And as we see, for example, there are 4 categories here, like food, electronic equipment, music, and videos. And these just income or just spent on these 4 items, 4 categories, are distributed by adults, men, women, children, boys, and girls, and with percentages, and we will describe these percentages in table. Then another table. Then line graph. Line graph is described, for example, wildlife population. This line graph describes the wildlife population. In this graph, as we see, with the blue line, it belongs to bears, just a blue line, and then a yellow line belongs to, orange line belongs to dolphins, and this blue, just gray line belongs to whales. And this shows the number of just this wildlife population, wildlife animals, or maybe, or fish. Then, for example, as we see, this blue line belongs to bears, and bears constituted, for example, 6 bears. It began with 6 bears, and it increased till more than 180 bears just here. And we can say that the number of bear population, for example, increased and reached its peak with more than 180, while, for example, the dolphins began in 2017, and with 150 dolphins. It started with 150 dolphins, then it slumped, or then it dropped to, for example, 0 in 2022. And there is a fluctuation here in the number of whales. As we see fluctuate, it means that rise and fall. There is a fluctuation in the number of whales. And this is a line graph. Another line graph according to average monthly rainfall. And this is a flow chart, and flow chart is different from other pie chart or tables from others. And in this flow chart, a lamp, for example, doesn't. There are some other solutions. There is also a shaft, but there can be some other options. For example, lamp doesn't work. Lamp plugged in, you should check if the lamp is plugged in. If it is unplugged, you should plug in the lamp. Then yes, if yes, it means that if the lamp is plugged in, but it doesn't work, it is burned out. It means that it's burned. There are 2 options. whether it is not plugged in or unplugged, or a bulb has burned out, and there can be two reasons of why it doesn't work. Then if it doesn't burn, you should, or if it has burnt, you should replace a bulb, and you should go to the market and buy a new bulb, or you should repair the lamp if you can, of course. Then let's pay attention to the words that are used in just writing task 1. First of all, in the introduction part, we can just use the words present, represent, demonstrate, show, describe, depict, highlight, illustrate, delineate, elaborate, analyze, indicate, or give information about, or provide data about. We can, when we paraphrase the words, we should not use the same words. We should replace with the relevant words, but not any words, with the relevant words which is given in the title. Then the words to show figures and numbers or percent and their features, we should, as I noted before, we should use here constitute, make up, account for, comprise, increase, decrease, diminish, reduce, double, see an increase or increment, see a decrease, see a surge, see a decline, fluctuate, level off, and so on. These are the words to describe the numbers or figures or percentages. The words to show the parts, as we see, to show the parts consist of, be composed of, contain, include. The main verbs, there are some words showing the direction, like rise, climb up, or surge, rocket, see an upward trend, or see its peak, top out, and there are some antonymous words like fall, dip, down, slump, plummet, tumble, see a downward trend, witness a drop, bottom out, and etc. Then general verbs used in writing task 1 are emerge, generate, or create, turn out, appear to, tend to, or when you enumerate something, or for example some details, we should use firstly, primarily, initially, secondly, next, then, first of all, and we can also use this in writing task 2 as we should pay attention to the most relevant linking words like conjunctions, like moreover, furthermore, addition, in addition, herewith, therefore, for this reason, nevertheless, though, but when we contradict the idea, we should use nonetheless, nevertheless, though, also, despite, in spite of, however, while. Then while comparing, just in comparison or compared to can be used in the charts. Then more noticeable adverbs like gradually, dramatically, abruptly, sharply, significantly, considerably. For example, the number of population fell considerably or fell dramatically after just the explosion of atom bomb in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Fell abruptly because most of the people died after explosion of atom bomb in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, which was launched by the United States Army. Then, but if this increase or decrease is slight, we should use gradually. If we see this very sharply, we can use abruptly, dramatically, or sharply. And if it is slight, you can use noticeably as well, and so on. And there are some exact rules that we should avoid, some words that we should avoid in writing task 1. Contractions like ain't, because ain't is used in is usually used in dialects. We cannot use ain't, or isn't. Is not, because if we use is not, there are two words, and it is calculated as two words, but isn't, it is calculated as one word, and on the other hand, it is favorable for the number of words. Then we cannot use slangs, vulgar words, and argots. or using I. You can use I, the indefinite pronoun, just personal pronoun I in writing test 2 and in opinion essay. But in writing task 1, you can never use the word I. The words are usually just the sentences are usually in the just passive voice, and we cannot use here the word I. Repetition of words, as you know, it is forbidden. Repetition of words you can use mostly twice, not more than twice. Then dialectical contractions like wanna, gonna, you cannot use this. Then people. For example, if the word people has been given in the title, you can substitute this with the relevant words like citizens, youth, mature adults, or juveniles, adults, teenagers. If it covers professions, you can use, for example, you can use doctors, teachers, senior lecturers, and so on. Then if you see in the essay, if you see worker, you can substitute this with staff member or employee or boss employer, or a great deal of, numerous, myriad of, countless, or plenty of. We can use substitute the word some with a series of or with a number of. So our lesson is over. Thank you very much for listening to our lesson.